That's been known a long time.
That's no secret.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Hey! Can you teach me how to fight better?
You're not nearly as dumb as you look. Alright, I'll teach you what I know. Then maybe you'll even stand a fair chance against me.
I never knew that.
What's new?
Not much here with us, but ask in the city. I think they're running out of grub.
Tell me about the farm.
Onar hired us to guard his possessions, so don't even think about stealing anything or beating up the farmers. Otherwise you'll be in trouble with us. Got it?
Who's in charge here?
Lee is our boss. Torloff is his right hand. Most of the men follow him because he was their leader back in the colony. And then there's Silvio. He came out of the mountains with his men after Lee arrived. He and his people are only a small part of the mercenaries, but they make a lot of trouble. Those guys are playing their own game, and Silvio is a dirty sumbitch, so be careful when you meet him.
I want to join you.
You. Once Torloff puts you to the test, you've had it, you weenie.
That's no secret. No idea, you tell me.
I never knew that.
I couldn't care less.
Nothing to plunder.
Hey! How are things?
So. Those mercenaries aren't much help, really. I had expected them to have a little more guts, at least. But they're just a bunch of braggarts and loudmouths, if you ask me. So what about those things I buried? Have you found them yet?
No, not all of them.
Then hurry up, will you? It can't be all that difficult.
What was your business with the mercenaries?
I already told you I'm looking for this fellow in red armor. But the idiots here have no idea what I'm talking about.
Where exactly did you bury your stuff again?
Let's see. There's an islet in the small lake with the two waterfalls. One of my caches should be there. There are two more spots where I buried something further up, in the high pastures. One spot is behind the farm up there, and the other one's next to the entrance to the pass by the waterfalls. There are stairs leading down from the fields of the farmer up there to those of the landowner. There's another cache in the hollow where the stairs end.
What are you doing here?
I'm preparing for battle.
Why?
Lately, the farmers have had more and more problems with field raiders. A few of them even managed to get themselves eaten. Fat Onar didn't exactly find that amusing. None of us got our pay for a week, and it was more or less my fault. Now Lee wants me to wipe out the creature's nest by myself, and the other boys have already made bets on whether I'll survive.
Are you a good fighter?
I'm fair with a sword, but with a bow, I'm very good. Why do you ask?
Where's the nest?
In the middle of the field here, in the big rock.
We could attack that nest together.
You want to help me? Why?
I want to join you.
Oh, so that's the way it is. You want to prove how good you are. All right. Let's attack the beast together.
Let's attack the nest.
Right now? Or do you need to equip yourself first? You could go back to the farm first.
All right, let's wait a little longer.
You know where to find me.
Hey, you! What's new?
We've declared our independence. We're not paying taxes to the city anymore. The king hasn't done anything for us. We've had enough.
Tell me more about the area.
The big farm here in the east of the valley is Onar's. Sekub's farm lies to the north, and Bengar's farm is on the high plain to the southwest. You can get there from the valley. There's a big stone stairway that leads there.
Who's in charge here?
The big farm belongs to Onar. The small farms around here too, but he leases them out.
What do you know about the mercenaries?
Onar hired them to defend his farm. Most of them behave like the farm belongs to them. But at any rate, they protect us.
What's new?
The troops from the city don't take away our livestock and harvest anymore. We're no longer playing that game. We're able to defend ourselves now.
What can you tell me about this area?
There are 3 farms here. Owners to the east and Sekub's in the north end of the valley. There's a path up to the high plain in the southwest. That's where Bengar's farm is.
Who's in charge here?
If you ask me, it's the mercenaries. Onar pays them, but most of them do whatever they like.
Tell me more about those mercenaries.
They're loitering around the farm all day, beat each other up on occasion, and think it's a hoot.
What's up?
What do you want?
Are you guarding the farmers?
We guard not only Onar's farm, but the entire valley here. Onar wants us to come down hard on anyone who causes trouble here, so behave yourself.
Who's in charge here?
The farm belongs to Onar, if that's what you mean, but Lee is our leader. He used to be a general in the Royal Army, but he's not all that chummy with the king anymore. Remember his name. If you get into trouble here, he's probably the only one who can take care of it. Anyone else will simply have your hide.
I want to join you.
Talk to Torlov, he'll show you.
Where do you think you're going?
I wanted to have a look around, that's all.
There's a heap of trouble here for men like you. Are you telling me you just want to look around? Ha! So you're headed for the farm. Why else would you have trudged all the way here, hmm? So don't give me any of that bullshit, and let me search you and you can go on your way.
Suit yourself. Search me then.
Now then, let's see what we have here. Ah, gold. It can be very dangerous carrying so much gold around. A lot of mercenaries are real cutthroats, not honest fellows like me. I only want 50 gold pieces from you. That's the toll here. And you only need to pay once. That's fair, isn't it?
What's up?
What do you want?
What do you want?
I want to have a look around the farm.
Don't go into the building on the left. Silvio's in there. He's not in a good mood right now. If he sees a weakling who doesn't belong on the farm, he might get the idea of venting his bad mood on him.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Who is Silvio?
Our next leader, if you ask me. If you plan on asking him if you can join us, forget it. You look like you're barely good for herding sheep.
I want to join up with Lee.
Lee won't have much to say around here if he keeps on this way.
What do you mean?
He wants us all to sit around here and twiddle our thumbs. Intimidate a few farmers now and then, and that's it. Silvio always says offense is the best defense, and damn right he is.
That was no big deal.
Everything you hear.
I never knew that.
Have fun.
Can't rely on that. I couldn't care less.
What's new?
The troops from the city don't take away our livestock and harvest anymore. They don't want to play that game, now that we can defend ourselves.
It was just like you said.
Nothing amazes. He
I've
doesn't even
got
know
no
how to hold a sword.
What's up?
Since Onar announced he was hiring mercenaries, the court's been overflowing with nothing but rogues. All the rabble who didn't have the guts to come out of the woods before are here now. The bastards really came from everywhere.
People.
You didn't get that from me.
The mercenaries came from everywhere?
Most of them came from the penal colony. Another group of mercenaries came from the south, where they were probably hunting orcs. I bet that a few of the bandits from the mountains have shown up as well by now to get a free meal, huh?
Ran like Beliar himself was after him.
Will it ever change?
I've got no time for things like that. I couldn't care less.
Tell me that.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
How are things?
What do you want from me, weenie?
How's it going?
That's none of your business, weakling.
Easy as that.
How's it going?
That's none of your business, weakling.
Nobody wants to know.
I want to join the mercenaries.
There's no place for wimps around here.
I couldn't get away with that.
No idea. You tell me.
Can you teach me how to handle two-handed weapons?
Listen, boy, it takes a lot of strength to wield a two-handed weapon. Why don't you slink off to the pasture for a game of ring around the rosy with the sheep?
I couldn't care less. Tell me that.
Doing all right?
Hey, I know you. From the colony. What do you want here?
The things I could tell you.
I've come to join you.
Why not? I've got nothing against it. Anyway, you freed our mine from the guards back
Happen
then.
Sooner or later.
But don't count on getting along with the others here so easily. A lot of newbies have come along since then, and some of the old mercenaries won't remember you. I almost didn't recognize you. You look rather haggard.
When the barrier fell, I barely got away with my life.
Looks like you got lucky then.
All over again.
Do you have anything to sell?
These days.
Oh, don't ask. Bennett, one of the new guys, takes care of the weapons and armor now. In the colony, I was responsible for Lee's entire weapons store. And then along came a trained smith and pow, I'm out of a job. I desperately need a new job, even if all I do is guard the farms out there. I don't care, just as long as I'm not twiddling my thumbs here anymore.
That'll never change.
And? Found a new task yet?
Not so far. Let me know if you have a job for me.
Nobody was listening to me.
Have you tried finding a job in town?
In the city? Wild horses couldn't drag me there. Or do you think I would want to work there as a militia soldier? I could just imagine myself in the courtier's uniform, and then that obsession with obedience. Nah, forget it. There may not be anything to do here on the farm, but at least I can do what I want.
Nothing remains in me anymore.
Can you teach me anything?
That himself.
I can teach you a few tricks in handling a bow if you want. I don't have anything better to do right now anyway.
No one really wants to get screwed up.
I want to learn more about archery.
What should I teach you?
No one really wants to.
I can tell you.
Nobody knows.
That was no big deal.
Hello, pretty girl.
Just where did you escape from?
Who would have thought of that himself?
They say you are revolting against the king.
My father has decided that it's time we defended ourselves. The militia never helped us anyway. They only came here to drag off our provisions.
There was no big deal.
Wrong people.
What kind of work is to be had here on the farm?
My father pays money to all the men who help defend the farm. Are you interested? You don't look like someone who has a passion for field labor.
How much does your father pay?
You'd have to negotiate that with him. All I know is that each mercenary here gets paid every day.
Are there any rules here that I should stick to?
You don't touch anything here that isn't yours. You stay away from the areas that are none of your business. And if you must pick a fight, stick to the mercenaries.
Who to believe these days?
If you start a brawl with the farmers, everybody here will be against you.
That was no big deal.
What's your job here?
I sell the goods that we produce. If you want to buy something, just let me know. But let me warn you, I won't stand for either haggling or stealing, understood?
I couldn't get away with that.
Show me your wares.
What can I offer you?
There was no way.
Has anything significant happened lately?
A few days ago, my father decreed that we're no longer allowed to sell anything in town. So now I'm staying here on the farm and selling my wares to visitors only.
Nobody got any end to me. Never would have happened.
Hello, I'm new here.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not really in the mood for conversation. I'm totally wrecked.
You're awfully busy, huh?
You can say that again. Bennett makes so many weapons that I can hardly keep up with the polishing.
What can you tell me about the farm?
This is Onar's farm. That big building is his house. He vacated a wing for the mercenaries. We farmers have had to bunk in the barn ever since. But it's all right with me. It's good that we have people who guard the farm. The building here is the kitchen. Maybe you'll be lucky and Thekla will have something for you to eat.
What about the mercenaries?
Onar hired them to keep the city militia off our backs, but they also guard the farm, the sheep, and us farmers. So don't even think about stealing anything or rummaging around in somebody's chest. They're just waiting for a chance to knock you down.
Can I buy weapons from you?
I don't have much. We take almost all the swords and axes into Onar's house.
That's all just gossip.
Hey, I do not sell any weapons. Khaled does. He's in the house with Onar.
What kinds of weapons do you make?
Plain swords at the moment, not much else. But if I had some magic ore, I could forge weapons that are better than all comparable weapons made from regular old steel. You wouldn't happen to know where to find some around here? Besides in the Valley of Mines, I mean.
No.
Of course not.
Are you with the farmers or the mercenaries?
You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
I was just curious.
Have you ever seen a farmer who also forges weapons?
No.
Then why do you ask such stupid questions?
I want to join the mercenaries.
Stop blabbering then. Go to Torloff and let him put you to the test.
Can you teach me how to forge a sword?
Sure. That'll cost you a bit, though. Let's say 30 gold pieces.
Maybe later. What about forging equipment?
What do you need? Got my own opinion about that.
That's for me, not my problem.
I really didn't deserve that.
Differently. All that matters is that. So don't tell me that. Of course, you got that yourself. Can't believe that really said that.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible. I was in the colony too.
Right. What do you want?
How's the situation?
Right now, we've got real trouble. Two factions are building up amongst us mercenaries. Silvio and his people doubt that Lee is following the right plan.
How come there are two factions?
Most of us came out of the colony with Lee back then, but some of the mercenaries hooked up with us later. They didn't come from the colony, but were farther south fighting the Yorks. Somehow they got wind that Lee needed people. Their leader was Silvio. He agreed that Lee was in charge, but now he's trying to stir up the mercenaries against him and his plan. A lot of Lee's people don't think that it's a big problem, but I know guys like Silvio. He'll go to extremes to realize his ideas.
Do you know what Lee's intentions are?
Lee wants us to wait and starve the paladins in the city. He is planning to get us all away from the island, and Enos knows I've got nothing against getting away from here. I don't really know how he's planning to go about it, but I trust him. He's led us well so far.
Do you know what Silvio is planning?
Silvio found out that some of the paladins have moved out to the old colony. He says the rest of the paladins wouldn't dare to attack us here and wants to take advantage of the situation. Plunder the small farms, waylay the militia patrols outside the city, hold up travelers, things like that. But Lee thinks that would be the worst thing we could do in our situation.
I want to become a mercenary.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Where's the problem?
Well, I either have to vote for you or against you. And in the situation we're in, I'll only vote for you if I can be sure that you're on Lee's side.
So what should I do?
Simple. Beat up a few of Silvio's boys. That way both sides will know exactly where you stand. And if you stick to the rules for a duel, you'll even win the respect of the others.
What are the rules for a duel?
Go to Torloff and let him explain it if you're interested. Just so we understand each other. I don't care if you stick to the rules or not, just as long as the boys wind up out cold in the mud.
Which of the mercenaries are Silvio's men?
There are 6 men. First of all, Silvio himself and his right-hand man, Bulco. Then there's Rod, Sentenza, Fester, and Raoul. The rest of the people are either neutral or on Lee's side.
How many of Silvio's people should I defeat?
If you knock 3 of them to the ground, then you've proven which side you're on. Whom you choose is your business. Just one little hint. This isn't about proving your courage. Don't go up against Silvio himself. He'll make mincemeat out of you.
How many of Silvio's men are still on my list?
You haven't knocked down any of Silvio's men so far. I expect you to rough up at least 3 of them.
The 2 of us should have a chat.
I wouldn't know about what.
How's it going?
Have I given you permission to address me?
A lot of people talk about you.
A lot of people talk too much.
Silvio doesn't like being talked to. You might have gathered as much by now.
I couldn't get less strength. So don't tell me that. Do you tell you anything yet?
How's it going?
The militia has bullied us long enough. Now that the mercenaries are on our side, they won't dare to just show up here anymore. The king may think he can get away with anything, but we're not going to take it anymore.
In town, they're talking about a peasants' revolt.
Nonsense. We aren't doing anything except defending what we've worked hard for. It's certainly true that the war is being fought on the backs of the peasants. But Onar is no longer prepared to just stand by and watch while the king bleeds us dry.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
Can I rest somewhere around here?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the barn. But don't lie down in a mercenary's bed by mistake. Onar makes sure that they leave us farmers alone. But with strangers who don't belong on the farm, the mercenaries can do whatever they like.
It was just like you said. Nobody will learn anything from me.
How are things?
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible.
I used to deal in swamp weed back in the colony. Remember?
And what are you dealing in now?
Ah, don't ask. I brought a whole package of swamp weed with me from the mining colony. Many of the mercenaries like a little smoke now and then. I've earned a small fortune on the side. But some bastard stole all the weed from my chest. I'm pretty sure it was that Bodo. He bunks in the same room as me, and he always grins at me like such an idiot.
What are you going to do about the thief then?
One of these days, I'll catch him puffing away on my weed. And then, I'll find a quiet spot and teach him a lesson he won't forget. If I knock him down here in the middle of the yard, the other farmers will notice, and I'll pay an arm and a leg.
How come?
Quite simple. We can't rough up the farmers, otherwise Lee makes us pay a heavy fine. That's the way Onar wants it. And the more witnesses there are, the more of a fuss there is. That makes things more expensive. So I'll pull the thing off nice and inconspicuously.
I want to join Lee's people.
Lee's people? If Lee keeps on this way, they soon won't be his anymore.
Why?
Lee has always been a quiet one. It was that way in the colony, too. But lately, he's overdoing it. He just wants to sit here and wait until the paladins drop dead from starvation. Silvio thinks we should clean up a bit on the small farms and outside the city. I think that would make for an excellent change. At the moment, most of us are just twiddling our thumbs here. Do you want to join up anyway?
I want to become one of you no matter what.
You already know that we take a vote on every new recruit.
What are you hinting at?
Well, I haven't had any of the smoke in a long time. Bring me a few swamp weed reefers and you got my vote. You can surely scare some up someplace.
About the swamp weed.
Nobody wants to know.
Here's a few stalks for you.
That's all? I can smoke that much in one sitting. It's got to be at least 10 reefers. At any rate, you've got my vote for joining us.
Show me your wares.
Sure, help yourself.